Why health problems appear suddenly after the age of 35 years? Many people in our gastroenterology practice that we come across say, Doctor, I was perfectly fine until last year and everything has gone wrong after the age of 35. Sugar, BP, cholesterol, digestive problems. It feels everything is sudden, but it is not. In this video, I will explain with science why health problems start to appear after the age of 35, which most Indians don't even see it coming. Please subscribe to this educational channel for science-based videos on all aspects of digestive health. Let me tell you the important aspect, the truth. Health problems after 35, they're not caused just by age. Just because you hit 35 doesn't mean that you end up with health issues. They are appearing, that's because there is years of silent damage. Your body was young, it was compensating, it was coping before until it can no longer do so. So 35 doesn't mean that you start with diseases. It is a point where the body's coping, the compensatory mechanism is failing gradually, and then the diseases start to appear. If we look at our metabolism, once we cross 30 years of age, it starts gradually slowing. This means that we burn less calories, we can lose muscle mass, we can store more fat easily. If the food quantity remains the same, you don't exercise, you don't burn much calories, all this excess energy starts to get stored as fat, and the first organ in the body to suffer is the liver, which is why fatty liver starts to appear in a lot of people when they go for this health checkup ultrasound scans in their 30s. It doesn't mean it has suddenly appeared. It has been accumulating over the last few years. Second part is the insulin resistance that builds silently. Years and years of high sugar intake, refined carbohydrates, maida, white rice, lot of carb-based diet, irregular meal timings, eating late at night, sleep pattern that is not good, chronic stress, all this can make the body slowly resistant to the insulin hormone. All these years, your pancreas has been compensating by producing more insulin, so your blood sugar stays normal. But after some time, it is not able to cope with the same demand, and now you become suddenly diabetic. You've been diagnosed with high blood sugar, so this is like a shock for you. Let us look at the liver. Liver is the most forgiving organ in the human body. You can damage it quietly for many years and you can feel absolutely normal with no symptoms whatsoever, because it's not an organ that gives you pain, symptoms of any form, or warning until it is badly damaged. By the time fatty liver gets picked up, the liver tests are abnormal or scarring is already done in the liver called fibrosis, the damage in the liver that has been going on for quite some time. Many people feel that they didn't have any of this fatty liver before and this all comes suddenly. It is never going to be sudden. It has been going on for years, but a silent damage, and now it is showing up on the scans, showing up on your blood tests. The other important aspect is the stress. And the stress hormone, what we call as cortisol. People in their mid-30s, age of 35 plus, generally speaking, there's a lot of various forms of stress. It could be from career pressure, it might be moving jobs, you might be moving up the ladder in your career growth, you have a lot more financial responsibility, people have young families, so there is stress of having to spend time with the family, balance the work. So you're struggling with all kinds of things, you don't get much sleep sometimes. Maybe because of young children, you have a lot of travel in your job. There are a lot of things that's going on. You might also have parents who are older who have health problems. So there's a lot of stress that you are kind of accumulating, and that pushes the stress hormone cortisol high. So if you're constantly running a high level of cortisol, this affects your blood sugar levels. It increases your sugar levels, so it worsens the insulin resistance, which promotes fatty liver. So it increases that central weight, the abdominal fat, which again starts to put more fat into the liver, risking diabetes. Chronic stress just doesn't affect just your mind, it damages the whole body. One more important aspect is the muscle loss and the fat gain. After 35, if you do not exercise regularly, your muscle mass naturally declines. If you already have less muscle mass, means you are using less amount of sugar, your blood sugars will start rising. So there is more fat storage that occurs when you have not much muscle. More fat you store, it puts you at risk of causing inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation, we know, can alter your metabolism. So it's kind of a vicious cycle. So after 35, if you do not exercise regularly, if you do not build muscle mass or maintain the muscle mass, what we as gastroenterologists at Bangalore Gastro Center commonly see in our practice is people who come and say, I never had problems before, I do not smoke, I do not drink much alcohol, or I never drank any alcohol, I only eat home food. But when we actually spend time with these patients, when we look into more detail, we can see that they have gained weight over the last few years, which they haven't noticed. There has not been regular exercise. They have been involved in kind of overeating, late night eating, a lot of outside restaurant takeaway foods. There is high amounts of stress in their day-to-day life, which they haven't even realized. They have not been sleeping very well. So the body, when it was younger, it could cope better. As we age, it cannot take on the same insult. The body will say it has had enough. It will start to react. So this is why it feels like all the problems have all of a sudden appeared after the age of 35 years. They are all interlinked. Fatty liver, high cholesterol, diabetes, blood pressure. These are not separate diseases. They're all part of one condition called metabolic syndrome. Health problems after the age of 35, they are not sudden. They are usually delayed results. The good news is, if we can spot this at that age of 35 plus, most of these problems are thankfully reversible with doing simple things, putting changes in your diet, making changes to the lifestyle. So do not wait for symptoms to appear, because the damage could sometimes already be irreversible. So you need to get screened, simple blood tests, ultrasound scan, simple things. Most importantly, when you identify there is a problem, you consult your gastroenterologist. Try and get advice as to how to rectify this, because prevention, everybody knows that it's the best way, rather than ending up with a disease and having to take medicines long term. So for more science-based digestive and liver health videos, please follow this channel, and please share this video to someone who might be able to help prevent serious liver, heart disease, or even diabetes and other digestive health issues. Thank you.